Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Riding on the Strom. Today we're going to talk about some 2021 bike releases that I've seen recently. 2021 Ducati Multistrada, and it has a V4 engine, completely redone. The bike's been completely redone. It has a new frame, new geometry of the bike. Because of the V4 engine, they get a bit better ground clearance now. So I think it's, leaner and meaner. And a lot of updates to the bike, too much to list. But I will have to say there was one thing that was missing from the big release video that they did. And it was kind of weird that they left it out. Now, put a comment down below if I'm being an old fart and I just missed it, though. But something very significant has been changed on the Multistrada, and I don't think anybody has noticed it yet. I noticed it right away. As I was watching the video, I noticed, wait a minute, there's no separate enduro bike anymore. There used to be a separate model, so it could have higher ground clearance and, wait for it, a 19-inch front wheel. That's what was different about it. But they don't have the enduro bike anymore. And they say because of the V4 engine, they have a higher ground clearance, that they don't really need a separate bike, right? And if you want that kind of bike and you experience that off-road experience, you can get spoked wheels, right? Do you know what that means? They all come with 19-inch front wheels now. The Multistrada has a 19-inch front wheel. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but that is so significant, and no one has said anything about it. Did they mention it in the release? I don't think they did. I don't think they did. What's weird? That is weird not to mention that. It was very an iconic bike, a very special bike, in the sense that it had the adventure bike geometry, the ergos, but it had a 17-inch front wheel. And the only other bike that was like that really was the BMW XR 1000. So suddenly Multistrada isn't that way anymore. I don't know, guys. So maybe that'll get figured out, and somebody will look at the specs. I don't know if the specs have been released, and I can go check it. It's not too terribly important to me because I'm not interested in one. It's a very cool bike, and I would prefer the V4 engine so much more over the V-twin. So in that respect, I think I like it, but I'm not going to get too excited about it. But a very cool bike. And one of the things that I do really like about the electronics is that the ride mode, the engine mapping mode and the traction control and the suspension setup are all linked to, fuck me. I remember when I had my first donut. They're all linked together, which is so cool. It's like, I'm in the twisties now. I'd like to click it up to sport, but I don't want to spend half the time going down the hill figuring a bunch of buttons and, okay, let me set the ride mode, and let me set the traction control, and let me set the suspension. I want to do one button, switch it to a different mode, and have the whole bike suddenly ride differently. And Ducati's done that with their electronics. I think some other manufacturers do it as well, but that's one of the significant things that I like about the Ducati. And not that the 950 adventure bike, I don't know what it's called, but it's not a new model, but they have they do one of the significant things, I think it was 2019, was they upgraded the electronics on that bike, included the same one that was on the Multistrada, where you could actually do that. You can do that on the 950 now. If you get a 950S, I think it is, the S model, you get that Sky Active control or whatever. Or is that Mazda? I'm not sure. Yeah, very, very cool.